The headlines. Ronald Jones says there is no war in schools as union demands expulsion of student who punched a teacher. Mother of murdered woman expresses dismay that the suspected killer has been granted bail. And women's T20 star Deandra Dottin is to play in England. Welcome to Nation News for Thursday, April the 14th, 2016. Minister of Education Ronald Jones says schools are not at war as he sought to bring a ministry's perspective to recent alleged acts of student violence. Mr. Jones said he had been distressed over the reports but insisted that they were not true reflections of the children or schools involved. We are not in a war zone in our schools, he said, responding to claims that have been made by teaching union sources in the past. He said teachers had been receiving some classroom conflict resolution training to help them to deal with campus strife. One of the recent cases of violent behavior is said to involve a third-form girl who reportedly spat at, kicked and punched a female teacher at a St. Michael's school on Wednesday. The Secondary Teachers Union, which has tended to take a hard line on these issues, is adamant that the student should be expelled from the school. Officials from the Secondary Teachers Union and the Barbados Union of Teachers met staff of the school during the morning. Secondary Teachers Union President Mary Redmond said the union will be writing to the chairman of the school's board recommending that the student be removed from the role.
I think that this is an area that both unions are in agreement with. The principal understands and accepts and is demonstrating a commitment to zero tolerance to violence against teachers in this school, and it is a united effort on all fronts to make sure that this is dealt with quickly, it is dealt with effectively, and it sends a message not only to the students here but to the students throughout the country and the wider society that this type of violence against teachers will not be tolerated. Violence in schools generally is something that we have to rid ourselves of in this small society, and within the course of the next few days, the BUT and the BSTU will be working together towards a program that would bring some sort of national recognition to the problem and to steps that we intend to take to address them.
The mother of a woman murdered 4 years ago says she is dismayed that the suspected killer has been granted bail. Sean Watson of Ballantyne, Christchurch, was charged following the April 2012 murder of his estranged wife, Nicole Harrison Watson. He had been on remand at Dodds until Tuesday when he was granted a $250,000 bail. Mercedes Gill, the mother of Nicole, says she was disappointed that she was not officially notified that Mr. Watson would be released from prison. She was also unhappy that someone would stand as a surety.
I'm just disappointed and like shocked and like, oh, somebody can really do that. I mean, even if it's their family, if it's his family that did it, yes, it's your family, you want them out and everything, but think about Nicole and her family. I mean, come on. She was a human being too. We are. It's a whole family that was destroyed. It wasn't one person. It was a whole family that was destroyed. You understand what I'm saying? And I was always proud that we were so closely knit. Yeah, because the relationship I had with her and I've had with my mother, and I just made sure that I had that relationship with her. You understand what I'm saying? So despite the fact that yes, it's a family, you want them all, you still have to be, you know what I'm saying? You have to have a heart, man. You understand? Yeah, so I am really angry with nobody. It's just real sad. It's just a real sad situation.
A farmer hit by produce theft says organized gangs are behind the trade in stolen crops. Richard Armstrong of Armagh Farms was speaking in light of a flurry of court cases involving sweet potato theft.
What we are seeing the police being able to do is to get some of these what we would call the pesky players in the whole game. These are the fellas that would be used by the bigger players to come out in the field and to do some of the stealing. But they're not the fellas that are doing a lot of the stealing and a lot of the marketing. These are almost replaceable components in the whole chain of things. Yes, it's good to get rid of them, but they will be replaced. It would be good now if the police can have a presence in the markets and actually make a dent on the persons who are doing the transportation and the marketing, the selling that will then have a bigger effect on what we're seeing over here anymore.
Mr. Armstrong said he spends almost $70,000 in private security each year, but still loses about $100,000. About 150 participants are expected to gather at the Sandiford Centre for 2 days at the end of the month for a Caribbean Startup Summit, which organizers say will offer a global network of support to budding entrepreneurs. Co-organizer Selwyn Cambridge told the media launch that many entities and individuals are already supporting entrepreneurs but don't actually work together.
Anyone listening right now understands if they've got an idea and a dream, they know how difficult it is to build that dream into a viable business. There are a lot of entities that are doing a lot of work and a lot of individuals that are doing a lot of work to support entrepreneurs. The challenge is many of them are functioning in silos, and they are focusing heavily on their individual areas of expertise and not reaching out beyond their personal interests to embrace others and what's happening on a more global scale. I think we have to realize that we don't have all the solutions, so we need to embrace partners that demonstrate the global best practices to be able to bring that type of support to us.
A partnership between students, teachers and parents at Ronald Jones Primary School in St. Philip has resulted in a cleaner facility and more pleasant surroundings. Parent-Teacher Association President Ronald Jones said the executive decided last year that one of its projects would be to spruce up the school.
During the Christmas holidays, it was discussed and decided that we would paint the 2 class 4s going as a gift to them going into the 11+ examination. But the reciprocal effect was that we had enough paint donated by members of the PTA, some from corporate Barbados, from one of the committee members' church, and we have successfully painted all 14 classrooms in the wall section of the school in the first 13 weeks. The last 3 classrooms were completed during the recent Easter holidays.
Ronald Jones head girl Nikayla Alls then took the initiative and encouraged her classmates to clean up after themselves.
So we wanted to clean up, and we heard the principal saying that we have to be responsible for cleaning up our surroundings. So we started a campaign, and it was very successful, and a lot of children volunteered to help.
Sport now. 2 members of the West Indies Women World T20 Champion team have landed contracts to play in the inaugural Women's Super League in England during the summer. Barbadian Deandra Dottin will play for Lancashire Thunder, and captain Stephanie Taylor of Jamaica will turn out for Western Storm, a team from the southwest, incorporating areas such as Gloucestershire and Somerset. 6 Australians, 4 New Zealanders and 4 South Africans complete the overseas contingent. Newcomers Newbury All-Stars got a tough baptism to Division 1 netball on Wednesday night. They were beaten 40-22 by former champions Pinehill St. Barnabas after a promising start, where they trailed by 1 goal at one point. For St. Barnabas, Zakia Curtin scored 24 goals from 31 attempts, and Janelle Brathwaite led Newbury with 14 from 20. The league continues on Friday night. And finally, a couple in the UK are in negotiations with several buyers after finding a valuable lump of whale vomit on a local beach. Gary and Angela Williams found the nearly 3-pound lump by tracking its distinct smell while walking on a beach near Morecambe Bay in Lancashire. The vomit, called ambergris, can sell for high prices to perfumers who use the rare substance to make scent last longer, the things they put in perfumes. The Williams' lump has an estimated value of more than $140,000. And that's Nation News for Thursday. For more news, log on to nationnews.com and follow us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. And remember to pick up your Daily Nation, your Weekend Nation on Friday, or subscribe to our e-paper.